Waiting. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another Living World of Darkness, Changeling the Dreaming. This scene set in the small, well, it's not necessarily small, library of a Dessa Smith, the Slua. She's heard word from William that he wanted to speak with her, and she just got back from visiting Sebastian, so she has plenty of questions as it is, so she invites him over, and he asks if he can bring company, and she's like, sure. And so that's where this scene will begin, is them having just arrived.
The William will look at Maxine. So, you good to go?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You alright?
Yeah. She gives a smile. Everything is top notch.
Your cheeks are red.
It's cold.
Sure. He knocks the door.
A moment later, it quietly opens, and you see Dessa standing there, and she gestures politely for you to both come in.
William gets in and tells Kelgar to stay outside.
Maxine will follow behind.
Can I take your coats?
Thank you.
Thank you, Dessa.
And she'll hang them up on the coat rack that she has, and she gestures towards the library. You can hear the fire crackling in the fireplace in there.
William, will go where Dessa leads.
She heads over to the sitting area that's near the fire.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long time since we all saw each other.
Yes. The Grey World gets quite busy at times. Especially with those pesky holidays.
True so. Have you heard about what happened in the coronation?
The bombs, yes, I was there. I helped disarm them.
Ah, shit. I wasn't there, so I don't know who was there, so I apologize.
Myself, Misha, Minerva, and Alice.
I heard Amber was there as well, along with...
Yes.
Maxine, you were there?
She shakes her head in a non-committal fashion.
Yes, she was. I knew there was other people. It was a
Maxine
bit hectic.
Maxine wasn't there.
She's referring to Amber, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm really happy no one died.
Well, no commoners died.
Is she died in the...
Two of them. Two of them died.
Wow. Nobody told me that. Well, I guess, people think that I really don't give a shit about them. Have you heard a couple of days ago she got stabbed? Shot 7 times. The twin of Trin, Squire of House Beyond.
I had heard about that.
Yeah, the rat cap. There was a rat cap in front of him. The dead body. We found the dead body, and the rat cap just was saying, I didn't do it, so we get the rat cap to Sebastian, the Baron of Manhattan.
And
they protected the rat cap, at least they said they would. I don't know what's going to happen about him, but I told him that maybe a member of House Covidian can confirm that he is not the true killer.
That'll probably fall to me.
Fall to you?
Yes.
You're joining House Covidian?
No. I am likely to become the seer for Manhattan.
Oh, that's kind of good. Because, the last years were dumb. So there's a reason why we arrived here.
I'm going to take a wild stab and say that it has to do with this petition.
Yes, word spread fastly.
Oh, it has definitely spread.
I don't know. Do you know about what happened to Maxine?
I know that she had an agreement with Carol and that she was supposed to marry Sebastian, I believe it was, and then we were going to try to find a way to get Alice to take her place. Because Alice actually cares for him, and, well, Maxine, as far as I know, doesn't.
I care a great deal about um,
A great many things.
Lord What's His Face.
Yeah.
But you don't love him.
Well, what is love?
Maybe don't hurt me, but Tessa, if you remember, the if you remember that day that we met at the park, I said I was gonna talk with Carol, like
Yes.
with Maxine. I talked with Carol, but the talk was not funny. He basically didn't listen to us. He didn't give a shit about what we say. We said this is not going to help anybody. We said the Sealy Code is not, Sealy Code is not cool with this. We said we will petition any other way to help the Baron, but he just kept going that Maxine should marry against her will, and then threatened Maxine with using usage of sovereign to marry her if she doesn't do what he says.
Mm.
So we were kind of getting mad about this,
Understandable.
and then the individuals tried to blow up the coronation after especially saying we heard William Black talking, and we at least some of them says that they take like courage from my speeches for trying to look in a way where we are trying to do the right thing, which was our original purpose. Me and Maxine, we wrote a letter to the Count. The Count was told to us that he is a really nice person from House Ducal, that he cares about the commoner wishes, and he listens to his commoners. Did I just say his commoners? God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, fuck, I'm sorry, guys. So, in the letter, we wrote everything about how we feel, that we undersign. We wrote that, we reject the association with the incident at the coronation, that we pled for justice and fair leadership. And here is the letter. And we're gathering signatures. So basically, we're here. I'm here with Maxine to ask for your signature to this letter that we will give the Count with Trin or to the Count himself when he opens his court. And here's the letter. He presents the letter to the Tessa.
She'll take her time reading through it. Being strong with naming, she's looking at very specifically at the wording. And she's just kind of nodding as she reads. Looks to be a fairly well-written letter. A request, I might say. I'm tempted to take this and see if I can get other people to get on board with it.
William
The
kind of takes a
question
deep
is, are you
breath.
on board with it?
Oh, I'm very much on board with justice.
I also want to gather signatures. And after visiting here, we will talk with Nathaniel. You're one of your kind. If he wants to sign it or not. Alice didn't want to sign it.
Understand.
She doesn't agree with us, and she doesn't have to agree with us. This is her choice. Um, I, to be honest, I wanted to make a speech about it after I talk with you, because I think your name here will mean a lot. You're well known among the court, and your stance against Rico will be noted.
May I make a copy of this? I'll leave the names off.
We put our names to it to show what we
Yes,
are.
but I understand that that's why your names are there, but some people, you don't want names already attached to it, if that makes sense.
She looks to William.
What do you mean?
I spoke with Sebastian this evening. And he's quite willing, eager to make things right, at least within his barony. So if I show him that this desire is not just a small group of folks that run into, that this actually is a widespread desire among changeling society, among the Cathane, that having his voice chime in with it would add more credence. And since Sir Carol is technically under him, he could begin the process even before you brought it to the Count of dealing with Sir Carol. I wouldn't ask you to put your names to it for his own copy.
The million things. So I guess you won't be surprised if you hear me saying I don't trust Sebastian. And
I
I
wouldn't be
think,
surprised.
and sadly, the boy is young, and the Sebastian is the sole proof of how unfair the system is. He's a son of the Count, and that's the sole reason that he is a Baron of Manhattan.
He is.
That is literally, you know, the proof of how unfair the system is. The Maxine talked with Sebastian about this, and all he said was the same things we heard from Sir Carol about how the court seers saw this, about how she made a contract and blah blah blah.
Strange how the court seers saw my marriage to Sebastian, and yet they're so quickly to change courses.
Exactly.
To the path of least resistance.
Yes, well, I was there this evening to speak with Sebastian, and he was having a conversation with Sir Carol. They're not so agreeable on things. There is definitely a divide. And Sir Carol is
Maxine,
very unhappy.
Maxine, what do you say? This is not your thing, but at the same time, it started with you. You look at me and I look back at you. What is your opinion? Wait. Before you answer, let me say this now. Let me say this way. I would like to know what is your opinion.
She just kind of puts her hand to her forehead for a moment and well, I don't want to be difficult here, but my opinion feels a little complicated. On one hand, I want our names because I want them to know how angry we are. Us specifically, without the sugar coating to make it easier to swallow. The gel coating of anonymity. But on the other hand, I know very little of politics of things. Maybe Dessa knows best.
What do you think this will add to us? As he looks at Tessa.
Half the reason I want it without the names is I want to look into it. See its outcome without the influence of names.
I respect the art of Sutsai and many arts that is related to future. But I also believe that they're blinding us sometimes.
It led me to the bomb.
The reason I'm saying this is these arts comes from the dreaming.
Yes.
The dreamings for Sushi, as Sir Carol likes to say a lot.
Yes, the dreaming
But
does support the she, but it also supports every commoner who has become a noble,
yes,
just as equally. The
the
she have no monopoly.
I agree with you, but I think people deserve to know our names on it. I don't mind. Like he kind of looks and says, "I want people to know what we can do when we're together." I'm sad to say this, but I think sometimes strife is good. The especially if you're trying to do this, you kind of like scoffles and says, like for a guy who is a sign of unfairness.
Then I will make 2 copies. One with the names and one without. If that is acceptable.
That is up to you. The we will, if you give us the signature, we will try to reach Nathaniel, and then I will give it to the Count.
Of course.
William looks at Tessa in the max scene, and like he is waiting for Dessa to put the signature, and while he's waiting, he will say, "I will send you the copy tomorrow."
No, I want to change my font.
We all put something crazy there.
And she puts down a signature.
Okay.
I will deal with writing it on in after this.
Thank you, Dessa. Yes, if this gets approved, this is a big movement between the commoners and the nobility. As much as I disagree with in many ways, I would like to go to a way without bloodshed.
Bloodshed is always preferably the choice when it comes to war. Avoiding it is the dream of what war is to end, oftentimes. At least historically speaking.
William takes a deep breath. I also would like to find those people who try to explode the coronation. Our name should not be lessened by those individuals who try to do those things.
Last I heard, they had ties to Goblin Town. I was thinking of going down there to investigate. Perhaps you'd like to join me.
The Minerva is also making that plan. I think we all can go and investigate.
The more eyes, the better.
He nods. Thank you a lot again for your signature.
Of course.
If there's anything I can help you, please let me know.
I will let you know.
He nods. Anything
Will you be
want to do?
attending Alice's wedding?
Of course I will.
Wonderful. I'll make sure you're on the list then.
I can't leave, dancing space to the sheep. Kind of smiles. I heard Count's wife really likes me in dancing.
Fancy footwork, huh?
Completely. I mastered it.
Excellent then.
At least they're not forcing someone to marry. And before I leave, I will ask one question. What do you think about Alice's? What do you think about this offer of Alice being token representative without title?
She won't be the only token commoner in a position of influence in Manhattan.
What do you mean?
I will also be a commoner with position and influence and no title. He asked that I not kill him and not work to bring about his death. I can agree to that.
Are you going to be an advisor or Kane, Reeve.
I will be an advisor to him.
Advisory position is not. Fuck it. It's a token position. That's true. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. But it's up to you to make yourself unrejectable.
He already trusts me implicitly. I've saved his family's life several times now. Between the bomb and the attack with Surtax. We saved a lot of people by disarming that bomb and stopping people from using the throne. Both she and Commoner alike.
He nods. Please read about the Witcher series and read about the Philippa Eilhart. I think you'll understand what I mean.
He will listen. Don't worry. And she has a very knowing, almost grin on her face.
He smiles. Anything else you want to do, Maxine?
Oh, paint the town red.
I think I only have purple paint. Sorry.
Oh, well, I guess I'll have to go hit my craft box.
I have coffee, water, tea, wine.
Water sounds perfect. Thank you, Dessa.
Anything for you, William?
Water.
She'll get up and go and bring them back both glasses of water. Besides, he knows I have the gall to stand up if I think he's wrong. And tell him he's wrong. He appreciates it.
Watch out, they love that.
They do. But I did in fact get up and walk right up to the queen and speak to her, so speaking to nobility is not something I'm afraid of. I have that on my side.
If he loves people who stands up against nobility, I think he will love me. And he's marrying to the wrong person.
I did suggest. She
I'm
stops
really
herself.
unlucky. I'm really unlucky. Sebastian is really handsome man.
He admires Alice for what she did. He thinks it's very noble of her.
William raises eyebrows and then says, of course, being a token representative that doesn't have any real power.
No. Taking everything that was put on our dear little Maxine here onto herself in her place.
Now Maxine is raising an eyebrow. Poor little Maxine. Never asked Alice to step in and take it all on her head.
You're right. But she willingly did so. Without coercion of your part. Without coercion of many. We offered her other options. That was the one she chose. They have a chance for love. I wish them the best.
Here is the problem. If Carol just didn't do shit without getting himself into an uninvited meeting, I don't think I would have the momentum that I had right now. I don't think people were listening to me. We were talking here. Probably you were listening to music, and I was, drinking in a bar and Maxine was doing whatever Maxine wants to do. It's Carol who did all of this and put Alice in a situation where she thinks she is ready, or I think she is not ready for. And I will not forget what Carol did. It is basically his idiocy, his consistency of not listening individuals put us all in this.
But that's why we're there for each other. To help.
And that's why he should be punished.
I'll do my best to see that it happens.
He smiles. William drinks some water. Maxine, I will have to go. If you want to remain here, just so you know, I gotta go to my class.
No, it's I should probably go as well. I have something to take care of back at home.
He then turns to Dessa and will ask her to leave. Thank you for everything again.
Of course. And she's going to go over to a copy machine and make 2 photocopies of the letter, as she had asked. And then hands you the original back.
He will nod. And then I guess he will leave it, Maxine?
Mm-hmm.
She will give you guys back your jackets and close the door behind you as you leave.
I guess that will be the moment we end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, guys, for watching. See you next time.